Insights, practical truths for successful living with Carl Summer.
In writing Little Red Hen, I wanted to show children the importance of responsibility, courage, and fairness. The story begins with Little Red Hen wanting to plant wheat so one day she could make bread. She invites the cat, the dog, and the duck to help her. Little Red Hen tells them if they would help her, then she would share the bread with them. The three friends make all kinds of excuses not to work. It's too hot. The day is too nice to work. We're planning to play ball. We may get blisters working the hoe. We may hurt ourselves. And so it goes on and on and on, making excuses. It's amazing how many excuses lazy people can dream up to avoid work. Besides teaching children for many years, I have 5 children and 20 grandchildren. I've been around children for many years, and I have never seen them become excited about work. Children love to play, and play is good. I don't want to minimize play, but children need to learn how to work. Pity the poor children who are never trained to work because their parents or someone else always does things for them. I raised my 5 children where they all had to do chores. I didn't give them any pay for the chores because I believed we were family. Because we were family, we should be willing to work and help one another. However, I did give them allowances and rewards. I had them cook, vacuum, clean dishes, paint rooms, mow the grass, repair cars, shingling, or whatever else was needed. Did I always save time? Not always. It's sometimes 10 times faster if you do the work yourself, but then you'd always be doing the work. But why was I insisting that they do chores? One day, I knew my 5 children would be leaving my home and they would have to stand on their own 2 feet. I wanted them to learn to become independent. Fortunately, I did this. For 3 of my sons now run my 3 businesses, and I can be away for weeks and even months at a time, and they can do everything. I still make the major decisions with their input, but they run the day-to-day operations. One of my businesses, Reliable EDM, is the largest EDM job shop in North America. I also want to stress that as a family, we had lots of fun times together. It wasn't all work, work, work. Being a high school teacher in New York City allowed us to have off during the summer. And so we did lots and lots of camping. We either drove through or camped in all 48 states. And we had lots of fun times together. A vibrant and successful home is a place where work and play are balanced. There was a crisis. The duck ran into the wheat field crying. The fox stole our goose. He stuffed her into a sack and ran into the woods. Little Red Hen, always trying to help others, dropped a hoe and said, "We must try to get the goose back." But what does the duck, the cat, and the dog do? They make excuses. It's too late. It's hopeless. We'll never find the sly fox. The fox probably ate the goose. But what does Little Red Hen do? She's compassionate and doesn't give up. Little Red Hen seeks help and goes to the next farm. She gets help and rescues the goose. Teach your children to be compassionate, always willing to help others. By the end of summer, the wheat was fully grown and ready for harvest. Little Red Hen took her sickle and began cutting the wheat. She still invites the cat, the dog, and the duck to help her. But there goes the excuses of the lazy. They make all kinds of excuses not to work. At the age of 57, I took a risk and started my own company, Reliable EDM, that stands for Electrical Discharge Machining. The free enterprise system is basically a system that if you work, you get rewarded. If you don't work, you don't get a reward. For years, I worked for others as a tool and die maker, foreman, tool designer, operations manager, and as a high school teacher. But when I started this company, I began to appreciate the great advantages of the free enterprise system. I realized that if I, as an owner, became lazy and permissive and don't run an efficient operation, my competitors will undercut me in pricing and I'll be forced to close my doors. I must keep up to date, run an efficient company, and please my customers in order to stay in business. I can't just charge higher and higher prices because we work slowly. Because in America, we have a free enterprise system. Our economy has constant competition, which has the effect of keeping prices low. When the three friends smelled the fresh baked bread, they went to Little Red Hen's house and asked if they could have some. Little Red Hen said, "I'm sorry, you made all kinds of excuses not to help me when I planted, watered, weeded, harvested, and threshed the wheat. If you had helped, I would have gladly shared my bread with you. But since you made all kinds of excuses not to work, then I think it's wrong for me to share my bread with you." Little Red Hen gave an excellent answer. I also am more than willing to help those who are truly needy, but I definitely don't want to help those who are too lazy to work. How many of our social ills would be avoided if the government would institute the policy of he who does not work should not eat? It will light a fire under many of those who are lazy to rise up and shake their lazy bones and begin working. I encourage you as parents, teach your children to work. They need to learn to do chores around the house. Remember, health, wealth, and happiness pursue the diligent. May your children become those who live successful lives.